All right, let's start. Think of this as an intellectual salvage mission. We're sifting through the wreckage of a mind that's completely come apart at the seams. Forget everything you think you know about sanity, because we are headed deep into the dark corridors where the blueprints for madness get drawn up. Let's begin the tour.
And this, right here, this is the central lie of the whole operation. The absurd belief that you can just build walls high enough to keep the natural order of things out. This house, you see, it isn't a home. It's a defense mechanism, polished and perfect on the outside, a shiny monument to the delusion that you can somehow control the rot.
Exactly. He saw himself as an architect of safety, a master of his domain. But I'm here to give you the real tour, the unauthorized one. I'm going to show you how every single beam and floorboard was just another bar on the cage he was building for himself.
So, let's meet the man in charge, the warden, who, funny enough, also happens to be the prison's one and only inmate. This is the story of how a man meticulously designed, constructed, and decorated his own personal hell, and then had the sheer audacity to call it living.
Just think about that phrase for a second. A corrupted architect. It's a perfect contradiction, isn't it? He uses all the tools of reason, logic, planning, precision, but they're all in service of a pure, screaming, irrational obsession. That cold, calculated voice is just a paper-thin mask for the chaos boiling underneath.
So what does he do? He becomes the high priest of the polished floor. He literally worships the surface because he is terrified of the depth. Every ritual, every scrub, every polish is like a desperate little prayer that the abyss he's standing right on top of isn't real. He chooses the sterile, dead comfort of his cage over the agonizing, creative, and real work of facing himself. And here we find the fatal flaw in his design. Every one of those polished surfaces is just a mirror reflecting his own denial. Every lock he installs isn't a sign of strength, it's a testament to the sheer magnitude of the fear he's trying and failing to keep out.
So, the crucial question is, what is all this architecture for? What is it all built to hide? Let's peel back those floorboards he polished so lovingly and take a good long look at the foundation of his little sanctuary.
It's really a simple transaction when you break it down. A vile economy of the mind. You dismember the truth, you bury the evidence, and you desperately hope, that by hiding the physical crime, you can also hide your own conscience from yourself. It's the age-old trade, integrity for a fleeting, totally false sense of peace.
Look at this. The two sides are perfect twisted reflections of each other. The height of his methodical planning is directly proportional to the depth of the decay he's trying to ignore. His ritualized order is nothing more than a frantic attempt to counterbalance a pure, wild, irrational obsession. But here's the thing about rot. It doesn't respect your boundaries. It seeps, it creeps. The truth will always find a way through the cracks. His gilded cage, for all its fancy locks and polished wood, is porous. And that terminal realization, well, it's on its way up. You can't contain a secret like this forever. It's just not possible. Sooner or later, the prison itself starts to make sounds. Let's listen in, shall we? This is where the carefully constructed silence begins to break.
And just like that, the house transforms. It goes from a sanctuary to an instrument of torture. The ceiling itself feels like it's pressing down, trapping his very soul. He's operating on what some philosophers call a slave morality, a belief system built entirely on reacting to fear, never ever acting from a place of strength. And all of it spirals around his obsession with that one vulture-like eye.
And then it begins. A sound. The Death Watch beetle. You could say it's the universe's way of putting him on the clock. It is the official countdown to the inevitable confession, a ticking that he can't control, he can't ignore, and he certainly can't reason away.
There it is, the first tick. With that one simple sound, his entire illusion of sovereignty over his own mind is just shattered. He thought he was the master of his own thoughts, but nope, something else is keeping time now.
And the talk. But don't mistake this for forward momentum. Oh no, the horizon is a circle. Each tick just returns the architect to the dead center of his own void, right back to the inescapable truth he tried to build his world on top of.
Which brings us, of course, to the final act, the grand collapse. This is the moment where an undeniable sound from within obliterates the entire architectural facade he worked so damn hard to maintain.
It's not the beetle anymore.
This is something else, something coming from beneath the floor. And the most terrifying thing about it is that it's an honest sound. This isn't madness he's hearing. It's an objective, booming truth forcing its way into his fragile reality.
It's this heavy thud that just gets louder and louder, swallowing everything. It swallows his careful plans, his clever rationalizations, his pride. It is the sound of a lie being consumed by reality.
Until finally, it's just a shriek, the sound of a total system failure. The deafening noise of his stagnant, delusional little project coming to its spectacular and frankly necessary end. The project has failed.
And this is the logic of zero. It's the universe's final, crushing principle. It proves that all his efforts were just dross. In the face of one honest, terminal truth, every plan, every polished floorboard, every self-serving justification, well, it all adds up to nothing. Zero.
So, his prison collapsed. He built a cage of lies and convinced himself it was a sanctuary. He actually called it sanity. The tour is over, but before you go, you should probably ask yourself a little question: what exactly are your floorboards hiding?